So here is a quick instructional on how the Save As Updater AutoHotKey works. And right now it definitely works on my computer with this program, and soon it will work with other programs and will be more of a universal tool so that it works well on all computers, at least PCs. So here I am in ArchiCAD, and I like to save my files a certain way in order to keep them organized. And that's what I developed this AutoHotKey for. So right now the hotkey is fixed unless you want to dive into the code and change that, which is actually pretty easy. And it's just Control-Shift-Windows-S. And what it does is it sends Control-S or Control-Shift-S to the currently active window, which in this case was ArchiCAD. And for most programs, that means that you want to save as, and so it brings up the Save As dialog box. And since this particular dialog box is a little bit of an older style, it doesn't have any of the navigation features up here. You can do a little navigation from down here. If you have a file path to type in that you happen to know, or if you have one that you can paste in there, you can paste it in here and hit enter, and then it will take you to that location. However, that's more time consuming than just navigating using the up button and then navigating down from there. And that's almost always necessary with this program because it's always saving ArchiCAD in kind of a weird place. Wherever you saved ArchiCAD last, it takes you there. And in this case, it's taking me here, which I haven't saved an ArchiCAD file there in quite some time. And so I don't even know why it's taking me there. But with this add-on, it will take me to where this particular file was saved last. So it puts that in there automatically. And I can always browse and change that. So I can browse through here and select a different folder. Right now these buttons are not working because I don't think they're super helpful at this point, since I in my quick access here I have a bunch of things pinned, and one of them is recents, which I use a lot, and favorites is also in here. So it only saves me one click to have those in there, so those might come out at some point. They just do nothing right now. And then for the naming, what you would want to do is you have your first name here, so this is going to be something like your project name. So I'm going to put the client's name here, and kind of like what type of project it is, if it's addition or renovation or new construction. If it's new construction, it's going to have like the lot, block, and subdivision, and then it's going to have usually the builder's name here, unless it's a custom home. Then it's going to have the client's name, so that gives you an idea of what you might put here in this first field. And then you can always decide to not include that by unchecking any of these boxes to exclude that field, and it gives you a little preview of what it's going to look like. And here, if I was starting a new project from my template here, I would change this to 1.0. And then what phase the drawing is in, or what phase whatever you're coding or designing or whatever, I'm sure you have some kind of some level of stages that it goes through as you're working on it. And so for drafting, schematic design is pretty much the beginning stage, and then I usually have design development after that, and then construction documents after that. So pretty much there's 3 stages. Sometimes I'll include another stage, and so that just helps me know like where the project is at this. So in case we run into an issue in the design, I know where to go back in my files to kind of start a new branch instead of just relying on numbers. And then here's the date. It's always going to put today's date, and of course you can include that or exclude that, and you'll notice that it is putting underscores as delimiters between these, so that when it looks up the file again, it's going to be looking for those delimiters, and if it finds them, then it's going to split that file name into these different boxes. If they are not there, if there's none of them, it just puts everything in here and it unchecks these other boxes, and then it adds a date. Although I haven't experimented too much with not putting the delimiters in. So if I'm done, then I would just hit confirm, and then yeah, and I can do that for demonstration. And when I hit confirm, it sends the information to this navigation field, or if it's another type of Explorer window, it's going to send the navigation, the address up to the navigation bar up here, and then it's going to put the file in the right place, and it's going to hit save for us. And it all happens really fast, so you don't even see it. So that's saved. And now let me do it with a notepad. And then if we don't change the name here, there's no delimiters, so we're going to see what that does. And here's the date. It's just grayed out. And if we put it in, it adds a delimiter there. And then if we change this name, then there's our new name, and I can hit, let's say I don't want it in downloads, let's put it on desktop, select folder, and hit confirm. Okay, there it is. And I can hit it again, and you can see how it splits it up there. Let's include a version number this time. Okay. Now the version number is included. It adds in that little V as well. Okay, let's add in a second name. We'll just say phase 1. Okay, there we go. And let's say now for some reason I want to exclude the version number. And it's still recognizing everything the way we would want it to. It puts everything in the right boxes, so it's very easy to edit. It always highlights this one because this is the one it is going to be manually updated. I might put kind of a combo box in here, or some kind of a list box. So I'm going to drop down to make that even more efficient. Let's say we add the version number back in. I don't know if you noticed that the version number automatically counts up. So we saved it as 2.0, now it's 2.1. And it just keeps going on the other side of this decimal. It never rolls over to the other side. And that works for me. I don't know if it would work better for other people, if there's some kind of setting that you could tell it how you want it to count. So if it gets to 10, then it instead of writing 0.10, it would change it to 3.0. Or if there's some other kind of automatic counting system where you would want it to add another decimal and start counting up from 100s instead of just tens. So I think that concludes the instructional on that one. Oops, I misspelled test. Haha.